You know, you go through losing a player the caliber of Viante, one of your vets that keeps everything so calm on the floor. And you do that after coming out of dead week and traveling over and losing just a tough game to Montana State, who played great in the game. And then you lose a guy that's been with you for 3 years, and I respect him so much, and it's his choice to do this, and Arenze. And then you have a week of finals. The students are gone, not a lot of people in the building, and you have to generate your own energy and create a home court advantage that gives you an opportunity to beat a team the caliber of Rider. That is a good basketball team. The adversity of the last couple of weeks, the thing that it did with, and it does it a lot with young people that have character, because it just brought their character out. This is a good team, and they listen, they let us coach them, they let us get on them, and I was just so proud of them that their character shined through tonight in the middle of all of what some people would call a lot of adversity. They just relaxed. It was next man up. They let us get after them and make some defensive adjustments, and they did a really, really good job in this game. We held that team. I think we had 9 straight stops in a row in the first half. They stuck on 24 for a long time. Then to start the second half, we had 7 straight stops in a row as we jumped from 10 to 20-plus points in the game. And there were 8 times in the game where we got 3 straight stops in a row. That's pretty impressive. Your turn.
Can you just kind of talk about the adversity in the game in the second half with the pressure that they were bringing, the kind of the traps, and kind of how you guys were able to kind of break their press and kind of sustain that period of time when they were playing really aggressive?
We are a really skilled team. I think if you look back, you'll remember when Nichols pressed us and we were able to break their press and do some things. And I think, excuse me, I think our free throw shooting, particularly Marvin, was outstanding. But when you look at Robo and CJ, those are pretty skilled players that can look over the top. I didn't think our point guard play was too good, having 12 over 18 turnovers. We had 3 in the first half and 15 turnovers in the second half. So it was a good win because they force you to keep focus and keep putting them away throughout the course of a 40-minute game. And that's exactly the kind of competition we needed right now, and I thought they did a tremendous job, especially for a team that traveled always across country. Went to bed last night and got up and played.
And I know you don't fixate on who's starting and who's not starting, but when a guy like Marvin, gets the starting nod, do you think that can kind of bring some more excitement and energy? Maybe something to do with his performance tonight.
You know, he's a good player, and again, when you lose a player, it's next man up. And I've spoke all along about the depth of this team. And what it did was created more playing opportunities for guys. And Marvin, he played just like he played in junior college. It's just taken him a while. He had to put on 20 pounds. He had to learn the system, gain his confidence, and you can see he could be a really special player. He's somebody else that's coming to the party now, as I call it. He's only going to get better and better because he was the same way in JC where, he led a tournament at the end of the season. There were 16 teams. He led them in rebounding, scoring, and blocks. That's hard to do. And yet he had 14, 15 offers. He elected to come here. He's got 3 years to play. The sky's the limit for him. And he's very, very, very coachable and going through a lot of adversity just adjusting to basketball at this level. So I was really proud of him because he's been a guy that has not played a lot, but yet he's been the biggest cheerperson on that bench sitting over there in every huddle in practice, every huddle during the game, halftime in the locker room. It's Marvin's voice you always hear with tremendous energy. So he deserved everything he got tonight, all of that success, and he's a guy I think is only going to get better for us. Thank you, they did it. Why don't you think of that?
Going on that 24-2 run down the stretch in the first and then jumping out to a 11-0 run early in the second. And obviously you see some teams kind of cool down after such a big run, but how do you think they were able to continue that?
Well, the impressive thing outside of everything you said was the fact they did it with no fans here, and you got to generate your own energy, and your stamina and your intensity all comes from within. And they're 6-0 at home. They allowed us to really push them this week in practice. And I really think going through the adversity and then all of a sudden you're done with your academics, these new guys can get freed up, and all of a sudden they get all this energy coming because they just can play basketball now. So I attribute that to just, again, the character of our team and just how hard they play. And we haven't played this hard in a while. I thought the first 2 or 3 games of the season, I felt like our defense could control games, and we got back to that tonight at times. Obviously, they did a good job of coming back, but if we play hard at that end of the floor and stay focused at that end of the floor, the offense for us will take care of itself because we got a good team, good skill team that can really shoot it.
Getting to the line 51 times, that's an impressive number no matter who you're playing against. Just has a point of emphasis been attacking inside a little bit more, especially in your transition offense off of those defensive stops?
It hasn't been a point of emphasis. Just if they give you a layup, you take a layup. Again, very skilled team. Certainly down the stretch, we wanted to pound it inside a little bit more because we knew they needed to foul. But they fouled a lot to keep the game where it needed to be. It wasn't so much us going inside all the time. They fouled a lot in the open court because they wanted to keep the game long, and the good free throw shooting allowed us to shorten the game and keep the lead.
It looked like you rolled out the 3-2 zone to start the game a little bit more consistently there too. Ryder's tallest player was 6'8" tonight, I think, at least in the starting lineup. I mean, was the thought process to go a little bit smaller just based off of the look that they were giving you?
We played the 2-3 zone, and the reason we were smaller to start the game is because of their press. It put more skilled guys on the floor that could break their press, handle the ball, get layups, get wide open threes, shoot the ball. But I felt like we did an excellent job of rotating those bigs, and Isaiah Wade still has to get back in the rhythm of things. But Devontae Cooper, for sitting on that bench all of these games, and again with Lorenzi going, it brought him up. He was fabulous in the game, what he did in the first half, and Jeff was good. So there's about a 9-10-man rotation that everybody contributed something. Isaiah being a guy that just needs to get back in rhythm again.
You forced 17 turnovers but commit 18 yourself. What do you think contributed to that, and what do you think you need to work on going forward? 2
new point guards that have to continue to understand the system, point guard leadership, and the fact that you definitely can't argue and debate every call with the officials or with your head coach, and just get into a better rhythm. They're both really good players, but they're still learning how to play at this level in the system this fast, not only playing fast, but playing as hard as we do on defense. They had 12 over 18 turnovers. We're not going to go deep in the Pac-12 if we don't get that taken care of.
Outside of the adversity you talked about, what do you think is the biggest positive coming out of the game today?
Devontae Cooper and Marvin Cannon, the way they played, because they grew up tonight. They came to the party. They advanced. They made us deeper. They got better. They got their confidence, and they didn't do it against a bad basketball. That is a really good basketball team. We just played extremely well in the game.